What's good, everyone? Are you tired of getting these badges right here? Do you want to get this top-notch badge? Well, I'll show you how to get it. Let's not waste any time and get straight into today's video. To start off, here are 5 tips I will be teaching everyone in this video, and we'll be using my recent video of me getting a 4K badge with Newcastle. The 5 tips will be shown on your screen now. Number 1, awareness, weapons to use, playing aggressive but cautious, rotation, farming, and which POI to land at when going for the 4K badge. And before y'all attempt getting this badge, I want y'all to go into the firing range and just shoot at the dummies. Warm up for like a good 5, maybe 10 minutes, and get used to the recoils on each gun, and then hop into a match. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go into number 1, which is awareness. Awareness is key because before you leave the dropship, you want to know where everyone is landing. So that gives you the option to either land at the same POI as your opponents or land near it. As you saw in the beginning of the clip, I was looking around to see how many squads was landing where, and there was 3, maybe 4 squads that landed at fight night, and instead of landing at the same POI as my opponents, I landed near it, just so me and my team can get a better chance of getting good loot and stuff. Now, had we landed at the same POI as our opponents, we wouldn't RNG probably wouldn't have been on our side and stuff. So, but since we landed at, I forgot what this POI is called that we are at, we didn't even know that a squad had landed with us. So that squad gave me a head start in damage, which is good on my end. Now, with number 2, which is weapons to use. Now, these weapons in Season 13 give you the best chances at getting this 4K badge. You got the Spitfire, R301, Flatline, Bow Check Bow, Rampage, Longbow, Sentinel. Now, these are all long range weapons for you to basically farm and just pick at your opponents from afar. Now for short range weapons, you can use the PK, EVA 8, Mozambique, which in my opinion, shotguns shouldn't be in your loadout, but I've seen people get the 4K while having a shotgun in their loadout, so it's definitely possible. Weapons that I like to use and I recommend that y'all should use is the R99, Alternator, RE45, Car, Wingman, and Prowler. These weapons that I just told y'all to use have a quicker DPS time, and if y'all don't know what DPS means, it is damage per second. So those weapons that I just told y'all in the short range category will get the job done quicker once you down your opponent and then thirst them. Now, just a little note to the side that once you thirst your opponent, you get an extra 100 damage, so keep that in mind also when you are going for this badge. I forgot to include that. Now, number 3, which is playing aggressive but cautious. You want to play aggressive but cautious because you don't want to get killed and have to rely on your teammates. But in this case, I am playing with a friend. I want to also include that you want to make sure to either duo queue, or if you have 2 other friends that you can play with that you're close with, then let them know that you're trying to go for this 4K badge and have them to help you out. Which most of us, let's be real here, we don't really have 2 other people to play with. We probably have only 1. Now, if you are duo queuing, right, and you have a random teammate, you also have to let your random teammate know when you're getting close. I'll probably say like maybe 2,000 to 3,000. You'll see later on in this video that I went in game chat and asked my random teammate if he can just play passive and let me rack up the damage. Now, the legends, which I forgot to include, that you can use when duo queuing, right? Which Loba, she's very vital. She can help you get loot and ammo and all this other stuff. So or you can use ask your teammate, your friend, to play Valkyrie. She's another person. She can help you out with rotation. You have other legends as well that can be very key and vital to the team, but you can play any legend and still get the 4K. So It's all about rotation and racking up the damage and being quick. So, and also, if you are solo queuing, if you're doing this by yourself and you don't have another person or two other people to play with, I recommend that y'all play. Just don't try not to die, because y'all already know how solo queue is, and it's going to be very hard to find two other teammates, to get queued up with two other teammates that's going to listen to you and just have help you to get this 4K badge. It's very rare. Number 4, rotation. Basically, you want to rotate to the next location to deal more damage to your opponent. Now, before I dive into and explain to y'all the key of rotation, the maps that are currently in Season 13 of Apex, you have World's Edge, Olympus, and Stormpoint. Now, with each of these maps, you have to be familiar of the populated POIs everyone likes to go to. I will show you on the screen. You have, for Olympus, Bonsai, Hammond Labs, Energy Depot, Gardens, Turbine, Power Grid, Fight Night, and Estates. For World's Edge, you have Fragment East, Fragment West, Lava Siphon, Countdown, and Skyhook, and last but not least, Stormpoint, Cascade Falls, Command Center, Stormcatcher, Antenna, Checkpoint, and Barometer. Now, Barometer, since they had changed where the dropship starts at, Barometer isn't really a populated area. Maybe once in a blue moon, but not anymore. So yeah, going into more detail with rotation. Now, a perfect example is before leaving a dropship, you want to analyze how many teams are dropping where. Now, let's say 4 teams landed at Gardens and 3 teams landed at Energy Depot. Once you finish fighting the team at Gardens, you want to rotate to Energy Depot. You don't want to spend time looting all day and then look up and there's 4 squads left in the game. You blame yourself for that. Now, what I want to add on top of this is the sites that you use. Now, the 3 times, 2 times, and 2 to 4 times, which is, I made a video on that. Those are some very good sites to use on the Spitfire, Flatline. Now, the 3 times, that's not really, it's gonna be kind of hard, because since the recoil on the Flatline is kind of hard to control, but once you mastered it, then it shouldn't be that hard for you. But those sites that I just mentioned to y'all are very good to use in game, especially for those guns. And now with the 5th and final tip, farming. You don't want to kill your opponent. Well, I mean, you do, but you want to deal as much damage points as possible. Let the opposing team heal up so that you can get more points off of them later. Later in this clip, I'll show y'all that I was keeping my distance and I was cracking their armor. Now, don't get me wrong, as you can see in this clip right here, this Maggie is about to push me and I down her. Now, if possible, right, you want to thirst one of the opposing team's teammate and let them res, just so you can buy some time and try to add on to the damage. And this is where I res my Bangalore teammate. Now, once we got her up, we wanted to move further back and just rinse, wash, and repeat the same thing. And that's when I went into game chat right here. I told my Bangalore teammate that I was getting a 4K badge, and thankfully he was on our side and just he was agreeing and wanted to help me as well. So that's why it's important to go into game chat and even if you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable and just going outside and going into game chat and just talking. You don't have to be disrespectful about it, but just let your teammates know that this is what you're doing and you need him to be on the same page as you. Now, my final message for y'all is this badge takes time to get. Don't expect to get this badge right after this video. Now, if you do, congratulations, you know what I'm saying? Pat yourself on the back, man. I'm proud of you. Big 2 thumbs up for you, alright? But if you don't, then don't get discouraged. And don't make the decision of creating a Smurf account, because not only are you ruining the experience of new players, but it's not rewarding as getting it on your main account. At the end of the day, it is your decision. I just want to change your mind from doing it. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you really learned something from it, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace. 3800. Okay. Where's she at?
Reloading. I cracked an enemy shield.
4,000! Let's go! Oh my god! Let's go! Millie! Thank you so... Oh my god. I got it. Alright, that's all y'all.
Happy Hamid on the track.